The 7th annual Jamaica Plain Music Festival will take place Saturday at the Pine Bank Field near Jamaica Pond. To tell us about the lineup for the free event are the festival's president, Shamus Moynihan, and vice president, Rick Berlin. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
I want to start with Shamus. Talk about what got to start, because the two of you, you're playing in this band, and instead of just playing, you said, let's have a whole festival. What was that about?
Well, I actually don't play. I'm the permanent business.
Really good singer.
Okay.
By the way.
All right. But one day, Rick and I were in the same laundromat together. We frequented all the time, and it was after he had done a show in Cambridge with a couple other JP bands, and said, "Why isn't there a JP Music Festival?" And that was, "Why isn't there a JP Music Festival?" So we took it from there, and 7 years later, we're still doing it. It's getting bigger and bigger every year.
Rick, aside from your own interests, you have a lot of talent that either lives in JP or at least comes there a lot, right?
With a deep connection to Jamaica Plain. Either live or work one member of the band. That's one of the rules. The other rule is original music, except for the one band that wins Bar Wars. They can play cover songs and they go on early. But yeah, there is a lot of talent in that small town, still, even with gentrification.
Shamus, what about this rule about only original music? You're afraid of covers here, but what's the advantage of all original?
We want to showcase, like you said, all the artists and musicians in Jamaica Plain and their hard work. And there's not a lot of places in Boston to play anymore. There's not as many as there used to be. So to be able to put a band up in front of a large crowd, you got 20 minutes, give us your best original. You know, that's kind of the focus of the neighborhood and the original music.
Rick, what about the kind of music that these people are going to be playing?
Multiple genres, as mixed as possible. From jazz to classical to an all a cappella group this year, none of the above, to the Footlight Club who do theatrical stuff.
Like musicals, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The oldest theater in the country that does amateur work. And we have one band that's usually under 18, you know. And then we have punk and folk music. The American Echoes are two identical twin sisters who do amazing harmonies. And the reason for original music is that anybody can make a cover song happen with an audience because the audience knows it. But the challenge is to reach out to all these people who've never heard one of your songs, respond to it, and everybody in the crowd wants to love it, and they do love it. It's just a great collection of everyone.
Yeah, Shamus, the way this is lined up here, it's first of all, talk about the layout here in the Pine Bank Field. Some of it's out in the sun, some of it's in the shade.
Well, it's a big open field. There are trees lining all around the edges, so there is plenty of shade. But we have two large stages set up right next to each other. So while one band is playing, the other band is setting up. So as soon as they're done, they hit the first note, and it goes back and forth. That's how we're able to fit 20 bands in 7 hours and make it good.
And minimal dead space between the music.
Hopefully no dead space between the music. I think we've got that down to a science, you know, the right equipment, the right company.
Rick, talk about some of the bands you've got coming this year, because these are mostly bands that have not been here, at least not last year.
It varies. I mean, we've got Sonny Jim, who is a really great blues artist, playing original songs. We've got Diablo Gato, again from last year, is a very powerful kind of, I don't know how to describe it, their music. It's like rock punk. It's very strong. And then we've got a jazz harpist, this kind of harp, and we really like to hear how that works. And then Bella Lunatics, they won the Bar Wars thing, and they're on early, but they cover often an artist who just recently died, and it's really powerful. And then we have all these MCs that partly they're from our sponsors without whom we could not do this, and they're mainly businesses in Jamaica Plain primarily, and so we'll give them a chance to introduce a band. I don't know if I answered your question.
Well, you mentioned Diablo Gato. I mean, I heard them last year, and they were challenging, but they were fun too. I mean, people wanted to get up and dance when they heard this stuff.
That's a big goal. If you can get the people excited, the people in the crowd to get up and start dancing and enjoy themselves. I mean, it's a 7-hour day, but a little escape from reality to just chill and hang out in the park with all the local music that surrounds us.
Now, the other thing that you've got going here is that this is a great place if you're just young and you like the music. But if you're a bit older and you've got some kids, there's a nice section there for that
We
too.
have tons of stuff for kids. Our friend James Pirtle runs this little kids area. He does it all day. They make their own instruments and building popsicle sticks and rain sticks and bang on drums and paint with fingers. It's just the whole section for the kids can go. And there's a little baseball field. The kids play ball, play catch there. So there's a lot of stuff for kids and adults.
And elderly. We're bringing in people that, if they want to come, we have chairs for them, and they can be far enough away from the audio so it's not going to blow their ears out. And they're psyched to do it too. So it's really all kinds of people.
So why do you do this year after year?
Is that a why?
Why do you, I mean, I'm
do you
not guessing
do
that
this?
somebody's,
Part of it is because we love it, but it's also because we have each other. I think if one of us was doing it, burnout could happen, but because it's 5 of us in the committee and then all the support we get from the community and the sponsors, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's ours, it feels like it's Jamaica Plains.
It's definitely, the festival has become its own entity that's bigger than any of us individually, and we don't make any money off of this. It's all the money goes to the production. We're able to pay the bands a little something, but it's an all volunteer run event and it's an all sponsor run event. So.
I live a little over the border in Roxbury, but I look forward to this event. I could even walk to it.
Exactly.
But what about how this affects JP? I mean, because I can imagine people that come to this, they hang out, and then when it's over for them, they say, let's go get a bite to eat down the street or something.
Absolutely. I think all of the local restaurants benefit that day, all the local businesses, because it is a long day, and there's maybe a band you want to see at 3 o'clock, so you can come see the band. We have 7 or 8 food vendors there. You can grab something, sit in the park, sit in the shade, or you could leave and go up to one of the local establishments, grab a bite, come back down later. It's a full day.
Finally, Rick, I know there are more details, especially about when and where and who, but this is going to be Saturday afternoon, the 9th, and you got Facebook details too?
It's on Facebook. It's also on the Jamaica Play Music Festival website, and all of the bands that are playing are promoting it. Pineback is, you can't park there. You need to park elsewhere or take the T and walk
Or ride
up.
your bike. We have plenty of bike racks.
It's a wonderful walk. It's a beautiful, beautiful place.
And it's only a 5-minute walk from the number 39 bus, I think.
Exactly.
And keep your eyes open. You might spot the albino squirrel that day.
Oh,
There he is.
there it is. Okay.
We'll give you a present.
Rick Berlin and Shamus Moynihan for the JP Music Festival.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.